Alright, yeah. Let's just skip all of that. Just go right to the intro. I'm gonna be truthful with y'all for a minute. I wasn't exactly sure what kind of topic I was gonna cover in this video for my comeback. Because there are clearly a lot of things in the world that need to be talked about. I mean, with the mass shootings, Trump is president, murder, Trump is president, all the hate in the world. Oh yeah, and Trump is president. There's a lot of things that really need to be discussed. But then I thought to myself, being serious is not what my channel is about. It's about making people laugh. So I decided to make a video that's gonna make some people laugh. Now, at first I thought maybe I'd do a video on this craze about the Popeye's chicken sandwich. But then I remembered something. Boondocks actually did an episode several years back kind of on this topic.
I can't believe what you telling me. What? No way. No goddamn way. Hell no. What is it? These mother talking about they out of chicken. What? No chicken? You mean I ain't gonna be able to get that bucket?
How can they be out of chicken? It's Colonel's Fried Chicken. Hello, my emergency. These fools done ran out of chicken.
Welcome to Colonel's Fried Chicken. Unfortunately,
I ain't sleeping this mother till I get my chicken. I ain't got shit to do. I ain't got no job. You better give my
That's what they do, keep screwing the little man. They're not gonna get away with this.
Damn! Oh, chicken! Dinosaur
The clip you just saw is from episode 13 of the third season of the Boondocks called The Fried Chicken Food. It was made back in 2010, 9 years ago, but it's scarily accurate to what's going on right now in terms of the fried chicken sandwich from Popeyes. So check that out for some commentary on that. So I figured there's no point in doing that. So what's another thing I can talk about to make people laugh? I went to YouTube for some inspiration. And I kind of got caught up on watching toy commercials. But then it hit me and I was like, wait a minute, that's it. Toy commercials. Now, sure, you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, what are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. Back in the day, we had some really, really epic toys. But if you really think about it, a lot of them sound kind of stupid. And what I mean is, when you're actually writing this idea down on paper, it sounds completely idiotic. Like, what child would want to play with this? And why did so many people buy it? You want to know why? It's the epic commercial that they use to advertise the thing. Commercials back then can make anything look cool. If you had a dumb looking product, but you advertised it right with an epic commercial with great effects and catchy jingle, that product was going to sell. So I figured for today's video, just to make people laugh, we take a look back at toys that sound stupid on paper, but the epic commercial made you want to buy it. Wow, that is a mouthful of a title, isn't it? Let's see, how do we cut this down? Oh, I know. Epic toys that sound stupid on paper. Okay, this first one says that this is black construction paper and pegs. Well, that sounds boring. The hell kind of toy is this?
Light bright, turn on the magic of colored lights.
Oh, of course, Light Bright. Our version of a tablet. You can quote-unquote paint lovely, colorful pictures using this TV and construction paper. It may sound simple, but back in the day, it was pretty awesome. And you cannot tell me that this jingle was not catchy.
Light bright, turn on the magic of colored lights. Light bright, turn on the magic of shining lights.
Light Bright from Milton Bradley.
I had one of those back in the day, and I freaking love that thing. I don't care what anyone says, I did. Alright, let's move on. Next up, we have multicolored buttons that you press in a sequence. Oh, well, doesn't sound too bad. I mean, especially depending on that there's a lot of buttons with it. You know, you keep pressing all the little buttons that you got to do in a certain sequence. That actually could be pretty fun. Well, it depends on how many buttons there are. Let's see, there 4. Really, 4 colored buttons. So you're pressing 4 colored buttons. Where is the fun in this? What does this thing look like?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that. I myself never had Simon, but from what I hear, it's a pretty fun game. Although this commercial is very false advertising.
You're mine.
So I'm supposed to believe that if I go challenge some graffiti to a game assignment, it's gonna come off the wall and it's gonna play me in Simon. And then if I defeat it, my own graffiti spirit, I guess, is gonna make itself known on the wall, I guess. So is that like an endless cycle? Is another kid gonna come around and the kid's gonna challenge my graffiti spirit, and then if he defeats my graffiti spirit, he's destroyed, and then the other kid's graffiti spirit goes onto the wall? That, well, anyway, it's a stupid commercial to be honest with you, but also kind of epic. That really does make Simon seem like it's really, really cool.
Take the Simon challenge, Simon.
Next up on the list, we have a spring. That's all it says. It just says a spring. A spring? What? I'm still looking at it. It says 2 words, a spring. What about this appeals to kids? How can you possibly market a spring to children?
It's Slinky, for fun, it's a wonderful toy.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, well, designed like this, I can definitely say how this is going to be a fun one. You know, I've always wondered when I was a kid, how do they even do that? You know, what is it about the Slinky that makes it work like that? So, I did see something here. It says, physical properties of the Slinky. Yeah, okay, that. I'm just gonna play with it. A nice little toy for kids with an epic jingle to go along with it.
It's fun for a girl and a boy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
This next one says, giant plastic crap of a toy. Wow. What? Wait a minute. Hold on. If it's what I think it is, then this really is an accurate description. What is it?
I am the Eliminator. I bring you 7 awesome solving weapons all in one.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it was going to be that thing. This is a case where the commercial didn't really help it because it still looks and sounds stupid. Like, listen to this sequence of the weapons with this thing.
The power dagger, the power sword, the laser sword, the army machine gun, the bayonet machine gun, the cyber gun. Alone they're incredible. Together they're unstoppable.
So quick run through of what we just saw. This toy is basically 2 plastic butter knives, 2 glorified flashlights, 2 functions that made me question whether mom bought this for me or for her. And then you combine them all to make, as it says here, giant crap plastic of a toy. Who the hell came up with this?
The Eliminator TS7. 7 awesome weapons with light and sound. Batteries not included.
Alright, moving on to put shapes in a slot. That's it. Put shapes in a slot. I guess that's all you do with this. Okay, so what does this put shapes in a slot game look like?
The pieces into the slot, make the right selection, but be quick, you're racing the clock. Pop goes perfection.
Oh yes, I had that thing. This is one of those games where, because of the fact that it includes a clock and you have to hurry up, it was so anxiety inducing. But we still loved it and still played it. I remember 2 commercials with this one. The one you're seeing right now, and then my favorite one that came after this.
Put the pieces into the slot, make the right selection, but be quick, you're racing the clock. Goes perfection.
That's actually the commercial that made me want it. It was so crazy and it was all over the place.
Perfection from Milton Bradley. Wow!
Gloves with sound effects. I'm not kidding. Gloves with sound effects. Okay, you have my attention. What's this thing look like?
Now you can get the power with your own Power Rangers gloves with built-in Karate Shop sound effects. Just squeeze the button.
Oh, of course. If you slap Power Rangers on anything, it's going to sell. I can actually remember that I so badly, as a kid, wanted this thing. And actually, one Christmas, I actually did get it. Matter of fact, We're going to pause for a minute as I share this story. Okay. So, as you saw in the commercial, this thing, you press a certain button in the glove and it makes this sound effect. Well, this thing had another function that I knew it had, but forgot at one point. Here's the story. I don't remember what year it was, but I was a child and I woke up early Christmas morning because I wanted to see specifically if I had those gloves. And so I snuck into the living room. You know, I had to walk past your parents' bedroom, whose door was open, so I'm sure they probably saw me. But I went into the living room and I actually found them. I was so excited. I couldn't wait. And so I took them out of the box and I put them on. And I was doing all kinds of like flips and stuff. And I was like, I was doing everything. But then that's a few minutes after doing that is when I remember the other function that this thing has.
Your wrist and the glove sing. Get the pole.
Without faking, I had actually pressed the button to activate that. And like I said at the time, I forgot it could do that, and it was pretty loud. So I quickly took off the gloves, I ran back into my room, I closed my door, and I got under the covers. Those were fun times, though. That was really fun times.
Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers gloves, TV projector lamp, and room defender sold separately from Happiness Express.
All right, let's move on to a board game about responsibilities. What? A board game where you simulate getting a job, getting married, and having children. So, what? A board game about life? Oh God, that's what it is, isn't it?
Get lucky in the game of life.
The game of life is better than ever.
The game of life. The game that sounds like it should be boring, and to most people it is, but to other people it was still fun. There's always one thing I didn't get about this though. I mean, it's a board game. When you play games, you do it to escape reality, to escape the responsibilities that you have. Why would you want to do that by playing another game that reminds you of the same responsibilities you're trying to get away from?
Go to school, get a job that's cool. Yeah. Marry your honey, plant a tree, have a family.
I came across some interesting facts about earlier versions of this game. And apparently at one point, now these aren't in it anymore, but apparently at one point, this game included bills. Yep, bills that you had to pay. Fun! Oh, and apparently it also referred to something as the poor farm. So if you became broke, you got sent to the poor farm. Yay! Oh, in the 1970s and the 1980s, they decided to up the ante. Because then they decided to add something called sue for damages. Fun! Yeah, you already know this jingle is the only reason kids were even remotely interested in playing this game. Until they actually played it and saw how boring it was and said, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. But you know what? If you like the game, that's you. I mean, I had a version too. It was okay, but wasn't my favorite board game to play. But it's still an okay game.
Get lucky in the game of life.
The game of life from Milton Bradley.
Alright, so I got just 3 more toys to talk about. So let's go ahead and move on to jumping over a pink plastic thing. Wow. Jumping over a pink plastic thing. Okay, I'll bite. What the hell is this?
Hey now kids, come get around. See what just skipped into town. So skip it, skip it.
Oh, of course. And I'm sure everybody who's watching this is probably singing this jingle right now.
Do run, do jump, do hop, hop. Skip it, skip it. Skipping and a screaming and a bop, to bop. But the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball. So try to beat your very best score. See if you can jump a whole lot more.
Having said that, though, there are a couple of things about this commercial that I don't really understand. Didn't really understand as a child either. Here's the first thing. You see all these kids in the beginning, and there's like a good 10 of these kids who all look over and they all see this girl playing with this thing and they all run over. But here's the thing. Only 3 of them are seen to play this thing because obviously there's only 3 over there, so they can't all play with it. But here's my question. What happened to all the other kids? I mean, did they all just disappear? I mean, was there some kind of epic off-screen fight that we didn't see and the 3 kids that were victorious were the ones that got to play with the thing? Here's the other thing I didn't get about this. The two girls at the end of this commercial who were supposedly using the thing. Watch their movements. These two are way too close together to be using the skip it. Take a look at this right quick. You see, in this scene here, you do see that two people are able to play with this thing at the same time. But look at the space between them. You obviously need this because if you were any closer, you're going to be falling over each other. Now look at this again and tell me that they're using it right now. This commercial is a lie. But the jingle sure is catchy though.
Skip it. Come on, everybody, skip it. Roaring good fun from Tiger Toys.
Now let's move on to throwing marbles at a plastic spinning purple top. Throw marbles at a plastic. That's what it says. So you just like throwing marbles at something that spins? Like what? How the heck do you advertise something like this?
It's sometime in the future. The ultimate challenge. Crossfire.
Perfect! Anyone who grew up in the 90s knows that this is the most epic toy commercial in existence. It made this stupid sounding game look so freaking cool.
Crossfire. 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 You'll get caught up in it.
Oh. Sorry, I got carried away. So originally I was going to end this video with Crossfire because of how epic it is. But then I thought about another toy, and this is actually more appropriate to end on because out of all the toys on this list, and really the toys in existence, this is the one that's been around for the longest time. I'm not kidding y'all. This toy here has been around since 500 BC. That means we still use a toy today that has been around for over 1,500 years. What toy is that, you might be wondering? It's the simple yo-yo. And I call it simple because that's really what it is. It's a little plastic, sometimes wooden little thing on a string that you may go up and down, up and down. Now I know that there are a lot of tricks that can be done with a yo-yo, so it's not exactly a boring toy. You know, with all the walk the dog and all the other things you can do with it. You know, it's a pretty cool toy. So how do you market something like that though? Do you have people doing the tricks, or is there some kind of catchy jingle that goes with it? Well, according to this, you combine it with a ball. So how does that work?
It's so much fun and easy to do. Cause wherever it goes, it comes back to you. And you never have to whine it, you can do it all. Hey man, it's a yo-yo ball.
Okay, I want one. I want 5 actually.
Play it like a pro, be real cool. Cause wherever it goes, it comes back to you. Got you coming and going, even off the wall. Hey man, it's a yo-yo ball.
Now clearly a lot of stuff that they do in this commercial you're not going to be able to do in real life. Particularly walking up a damn wall. But still, this commercial and this jingle that came with it made you want one of these. And had everybody out here saying,
Hey man, it's a yo-yo ball. Yo-yo ball from Marshawn. You can do great tricks with it. Hey man, it's a yo-yo ball.
and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Some epic toys that sound stupid on paper, but the commercial made it sound pretty cool. Except for that one thing. That thing was really, really stupid. I hope that this was something that helped to put a smile on your face. And this is the first of many videos that I'm going to do because I am back. And I promise you, I am back. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with everyone you know. And I will see you for the next one. You know how I do. As always, peace.